Alright, here we go with the first division, highest ELO division of the AOE Norway League. My initiative, 3 divisions for now, to kind of let the new and old players, new and old faces in our AOE Norway Discord get to know each other. It's a league system, best of 2, free pick of civilizations and home maps, very flexible. So we'll get to see some maps not usually played as well throughout this year and these divisions. You don't have to stick with your home map even. It's just, yeah, overall very loose and flexible. And my aim is that the players should play at least one set a week so as the league doesn't extend over like 4 months. And it's worked out nicely. It's very flexible, but some players play 3 games a week, some players play 1 game a week, and yeah, it adds up in the end. But here we have the first division, HJFE versus Tor. There's a bit of an elo gap here, at least in 1-1. HA is an amazing team game player. That's what he does most. But he's in the high 1500s in 1-1, whereas Tor has broken the 1800s a couple of times and is had a bit of a break recently, but come back to it now, so that's very nice. And yeah, exclamation mark rank and the player's nickname in chat to see their current 1-1 elos if it's recent enough. For the civilizations of choice, though, we have Huns versus Britons here. Interesting. So we might see Huns cavalry archers versus Britons longer range crossbows. Or we might, of course, also just see your standard scouts into knights from the Huns here to contest the Britons archers through melee instead of trying to get the proper mass of cavalry archers here. Hunt's obvious advantage, never needing to build houses, invites aggression in these kinds of maps. And Tor has a fairly open map here. The woodlands are less than ideal. There's one back woodland and the rest are in the front. Gold spots seem okay enough. Main gold in the back, beautiful. Side gold. But a very long stretch to wall here if Tor wants to go for the greedy approach. Hoya with the Britons, on the other hand, does not have an ideal map either for archers play here because all 3 golds are forward. 1 to the side though, so if you go far enough out here, I guess you could wall here and your side gold is safe, but that also means that your villagers need to walk quite a distance and they are essentially not bringing in resources. So I think Hoya will wall maybe here or just between the woodlands here and then place a preemptive tower to make sure his main goal is obtainable throughout the game here. Britons could of course go an early straight archers because they collect the sheep 50% faster, but you could also you'll also often see a dark age rush with militia or a men-at-arms opening with Britons to try and obstruct and delay the opponent's openings. We see Tor with the barracks here, no mill yet, so he is actually going for the pre-mill drush, as it's called with the Huns here, sending the building the barracks before he builds a mill, and then start producing 3 militia. He should have taken some. He's taking 10 gold now to be able to afford loom and a 3rd militia. Took a bit of a TC hit there, Tor, but his scouting seems on point. He knows the barracks location, knows that at least 2 of the golds are forward. Now, ideally in scouting, you want to find all the golds, right? So Tor got a bit unlucky there, not passing this one. But of course, 2 golds forward is already not ideal for the archers player. Let's see our HA response to this. No barracks just yet. So this strikes me as kind of a straight archers build here. In fact, for the Britons, will be caught off guard by the rush here, but let's see if Hoye spots this on the minimap and will wall in time. Quick walls needed, or fight with villagers. Yeah, that works as well. It is 3 villagers to 2 militia though, but HA also has his scout here with to help out, and it has better HP than Tor, so even though this causes idle time and is to be considered successful for Tor, it's also the best way to react given everything here. Okay, 2 on gold for Hoye. Let's see if he sends another one. He does not have the wood. Well, he's on the way to the field age here at 21 pop. Has a way to go still, but takes the hits he can get on the militia here. 1 week there should be going down with another hit. Scout gets the final hit, and yeah, one villager will die here for Hoya. That's bad news. But it's also going to beat Thor handily to the field age here. Thor going to rush scouts, is it? Because he doesn't have anything on gold yet. Definitely not a fast castle. This seems like rush into scouts. I haven't seen that a lot, but why not? Or skirms. Rush skirms could it obviously be, of course. That makes more sense against Britons. Whereas Hoya has 3 on gold, is making some militia just to have something to handle Thor's offensive series. See Thor playing it very open as well, so there's even some potential for counter aggression here with men at arms or militia, depending on how you want to approach it. So one range for Hoya. Did lose one villager, but all in all, then also only that one villager behind. Slightly more idle TC time, so it might amount to maybe 2 villagers in the end here. But the potential counter aggression is definitely here. The men-at-arms are moving forward, something that Thor isn't necessarily completely aware of. He drops the range, is on gold, and will follow up his rush now with the archers after all. Or a mix of archers and skirms, maybe. But enter the men-at-arms. Hoye getting a bit unlucky here. Will lose one, potentially to town center fire here. Yeah, takes some damage there. Good reaction from Thor as well to quick wall the resources here. The gold's still exposed, but that's just a few quick walls away. Hoya struggling to get the counter aggression down here. His advantage is that Britain's ranges work 20% faster, so he'll be producing his ranged units more quickly than Thor. And of course, the eco balance is on point. You need 3 on gold to sustain 1 range of archers, so they both have that sorted. No surprise that the weak men-at-arm goes down here, but HJ now with successful counter-aggression here. He makes the best of it to take Thor off goal, will not get a kill, but will force the archers to stay at home for longer, and also force Thor off gold for a while, causing the archers' production maybe to be set back a tiny bit here. 2 archers for Hoye, 3 archers, and a skirm in the making for Thor. Some local walling here for Thor to try and keep the aggression out. I guess this, yeah, that's 4 tiles. That's to some extent rangeable for field age archers, but you just relocate the lumberjacks and you're fine. Right hand side, yeah, lots of idle time here for Thor, but he's also busy microing archers here. And again, HJ for once not with the map hacks here. He gets all the 3 golds forward, which is easily denied by Thor. I'm so surprised not to see a defensive tower preemptively here, given the map, but I'm sure Hoya wants to conserve the stone for the cheaper Britain's town centers in the castle age, should the game even get that far. 35 to 33, Thor keeps that villager lead. Hoya with 30 seconds more idle time, but the TC goes idle for Thor now as well in the middle of all the forward action. HJ with the numbers here now. 8 military to 6. Chasing uphill against Tor. They have Tor actually has armor that makes the fights a bit more awkward, but HJ's micro is on point here as well. Is chasing away simply because of better numbers. More, yeah, roughly similar composition here, but yeah, Britain's taking the better end of the deal there. Tor, however, is going to be smoother up to the next stage here, most likely. It's commits 2 scouts though, and that means that there's no game sound, makes sense. Skal fikse. Thanks for telling. This should solve the issue. Oops. Casting without sound, eh? That's weird. Need those battle sounds. Yeah, a couple of scouts here with the armor as well to tank archers and for that matter skirm fire better. Hoya with the gate here. Nice, this is some nice walling from Hoya here. That makes it impossible actually for the feudal age archers and skirmishers to reach the gold here. So HJ's gold income safe for now is also house walling this side and will have a safe back gold. Safe-ish back gold, at least until Tor gets to cast Legion crossbows here. So nice defense so far from Hoya here. Slightly more idle use time though, which is an issue, but surprisingly now, Hoya will be getting to the cast stage sooner here, and that's a big boost for the Britons because the Britons are granted +1 range instantly as they reach the cast stage. It kind of gives you free Bodkin arrow, right? But then once you research Bodkin arrow, you'll be getting another range to outreach any other crossbows in the game. Defensive tower on the back of the gold here. It obviously has sledging, so 8+1 range. Again, keeps this main gold safe. HA not prioritizing the gold in the back here. But a tower on the main gold inside. I could kind of see that as the main gold will last you longer. As if you go for the back one here, it's only 4 tiles, it will be depleted more quickly, so that might be the reasoning here. Tor following suit to the cast stage here is only 30 seconds off here, 42. Seems to be a main commitment to the archers crossbows line still though, but here comes the second stable. And this is a switch that is going to be a bit rougher for HJ to handle once the knights reach a critical mass at least. 20 on food, 6 on gold. More on gold will obviously be needed for Tor to sustain double stables here. But it's also a switch that is going to come in very handy against mainly archers and skirmishers from HJ. Triple ranges to boost the numbers as quickly as possible here. And prioritizing archers' crossbow numbers over the cheaper Britons TCs. Oh, scratch that actually. HJ might be able to afford another TC, which will probably go on the woodline and gold here. Stonewalls to the side as well to prevent ranged unit and knights to enter from the backside. Crossbows here looking for a place to hit. They could still hit the gold from this angle, I believe. In the meantime, HJ is moving out. Tor may be a bit lucky there with presence on the hill to see the crossbows moving forward. And Tor actually outnumbering HJ in military here. +2 knights, a few of them on the field as well. could be that HJ expected Han's cavalry archers follow up here due to the upgrades for the crossbows and the knights. Crossbows and the skirmishers and whatnot, but can never be too certain. 46 to 43, the villager eco situation is still comparable here, and HJ just slightly behind Thor to the second town center here. Playing to the strengths of Britons here, they have that extra range. You could kite and get hits in without the opponent being able to hit you. But enter the knights, the +2 knights, and Thor will clean this army up, and HJ will again be left with very few archers. Actually not currently producing archers at all, which is a concern as well. I guess that was intentional to draw the knights in to diminish the numbers here. Still gonna be annoying to deal with though. So perks of having Britain's town centers costing half the wood. You'll afford your university or additional ranges for that wood savings to get an early ballistics, a crucial upgrade against units moving, like the knights, or any moving unit really, but the faster moving knights even more important than archers that don't move quite as quickly. Britons don't get Thumbering though, so I'd say it's a good call of Thor to go for the knights here as well. Lacking Thumbering makes it more awkward to deal with knights masses, but of course you still have that +3 range, which will play into your favor. So knights numbers now, 13 knights to HJ's 14 crossbows here. That's numbers you never want to find yourself looking at. There's a very good chance that the knights will get the cleanup here again, unless HJ is able to wall behind here, which he could with the protection of the crossbows here. It doesn't seem too stressed out about the situation, still is able to get some free hits in on knights from behind the walls here. There's one knight in the back here that's just been plain annoying along the way though. And yeah, now they're all inside. This is a nightmare for the Britons to deal with now. 22 mil to 15. HJ massing archers from all the ranges. If he can clean this up, he's in an okay spot here. But yeah, some serious raids to deal with here. HJ is great at defending indeed, and Thor is very solid. He is an 18k 1v1 player after all. See, he splits up the knights here as well. Keeps most of them near the archers. This is great cleanup by Hoya, by the way. And the knights numbers, although with consistent double stable production here, Thor is finding himself with only 8 military now against the 21 of the Britons. Thor now with the forward siege workshop. I mean, the forward siege, usually a good idea, taking some presence on the hill here, but being up against Britons, that's a lot more awkward. Because the Britons have an extra range. They actually outrange mangonels when they have Bodkin Arrow. And the knights, when you have the knights mixed in, you could use the knights to get close to the archers, to chase them away, chase them into a choke point, and then you use your siege. So mangonel in the production, this seems risky for HJ to move out here. But, wow. HJ with a forward siege workshop as well. He is going with some nice aggression here. Who is the highest ranked player? It's either Thor or Kong these days, but I don't know who's highest. Kong has been playing a lot lately. GG is called. Tor takes the 1-0. HJ with great defense, but not good enough to withstand the Huns, and that's always a pickle being up against the Huns, actually. They have a variety of things to go for. Crossbows in the castle age, they don't get arbalist, but then cav archers are 20% cheaper, and the knights so easy to flood because you never need to build houses, and obviously the knights line have full upgrades as well. Let's have a look at the stats and pull up game 2. So less annoyed at home. Tor in his home economy has more resources brought in. Even snagged a relic in the middle of all this, and society score should show a villager lead as well as a result of not being raided to the same extent as was the case with Hoya. My end boss was you on Alpine Lakes. Nice. Okay, let's keep the game connection and pull up game. Well, the other game, I don't know which game was first, to be honest. Could be Arabia again, could be something else fun. Could be Arena if it's HJ playing, because he's a bit of an Arena clown. I didn't check that to begin with, so let's go to game 2. It's also on Arabia. So, should start instantaneously here. GG, yes. Trademark Hoya. We have Arabia again, but we have a switch of civs. They don't need to switch their civs, but nice to mix it up a bit. We have Tor with the Chinese and HJ with the Ethiopians. Archers battle again, most likely. Just need to answer a tournament-related question there. 1-0 for Tor here. As said, there is a bit of an elo gap between the players if we consider 1v1. HJ in the high 1500s, maybe even 1600, and Tor with the has been past the 1800s at least. So let's see for the civs here. 2 forward animals, not really a huge issue regarding the rules of the tournament because laming war is not allowed. So HJ doesn't need to be worried about that. He can take them at the pace he wants to. And let's see for Tor's base here. Chinese is at 23 seconds idle time. Chinese will always have a little bit of idle time because of their starting with 0 food. So you take looms straight away, and then you go into the food collection and have to force drop to keep production going. That's why we see Tor with 7 on GP here as well, because you really need to speed up your early food income to sustain your TC production, which is looking nice for Tor so far. Only 23 seconds of idle time allows Tor to keep that bit of that 3 villager lead you are granted from the start of the game with Chinese. Start with 3 extra villagers, but 150 less food and 50 wood as well. So Chinese have a different playstyle, but if you can master the start, they can be very rewarding with their variety of choices. Back berries, back gold, another back-ish gold, but in return a very open right-hand side of the base here. So not the easiest sectional base to wall for Tor here. It's not exactly screaming fast castle here. Rush fast castle maybe to buy you time to wall. HJ with really early walling here. He might even be... I mean, he's probably going to drop drop a barracks for a drush or something. Let's see if he's taken some gold here. Not really. But with this kind of base layout, you could actually get away with a full wall and go straight fast castle as well. Risky, but doable, especially with Ethiopians getting plus 100 food and 100 gold upon reaching the next age. That's an instant boost. That okay, he's fine. She's fine. That allows for a smoother fast castle. It's just a restart of Capture H that messes things up. HJ with the full walls. This is simply quite greedy for HJ. But on the other hand, he knows he's up against Chinese. He knows he is most likely not going to be subject to a drush. And with a base like this, aside for the main gold being very subject to early Feudal Age Archers aggression, HJ is certainly capable of pulling off a fast castle here if that is the plan. Tor going up to the Feudal Age now, roughly similar idle TC time for the two, so that leaves Tor with a 2-villager lead over HJ as well. However, HJ seems to extend the Dark Age here. Dark Age walls only 150 HP, so if Tor goes for the Men-at-Arms opening here, that could actually help him break through if HJ plans to go through with this fairly greedy straight fast castle approach. So Tor is going to find his enemy full wall. What's his response going to be? I mean, there's definitely be potential for Tor here to... I don't think he can use Feudal Age Archers here. Both woodlands are out of range of Feudal Age Archers. But you could easily go to stone now if you want to, and drop towers to deny both woodlands here. Only 2 woodlands for HJ. Tor can't know this. He can't scout inside HJ space, but he'll see the walls, and he might need to adapt his playstyle here. This gold is going to be an issue though. If Tor simply goes for straight archers here, as it looks like with the gold disposition, he's going to deny HJ of gold so easily. HJ here with the barracks now. And with a 23 pop. So 23 pop straight archers then for HJ. Not sure what these guys are up to. Storkamp, Snippy. Stemmer det. Andre kampen her. 1-0 for Tor. So there's the range for Hoye. No greedy fast castle after all, but his walls nice and early in place here. And with his own archers or whatever the plan is here, second range going up, he's kind of assuming some more control over the gold here as well. Now HA will have army to defend, although... Wait. Is Tor now going fast castle off this? He's seen the walls. I was fully expecting archers here now with the gold investment, but he's going for the more compact goals here, investing less wood into the walls, and will just take advantage of that extra villager lead from the Chinese to, by the looks of it, go quite straight, quite for the faster castle instead. There's only the barracks, no military main whatsoever for Tor here. Wow. I haven't been paying attention to the other side here, but that's actually a good reaction to, especially to seeing HA with 2 ranges here. That indicates prolonged feudal age aggression. And then, ja. Jeg var overbevist om at den gikk 24 på FC. Ja, det så veldig sånn ut. Men kanskje på grunn av gullet. At HJ ikke ville gjøre det. Tenker jeg da. Gullposisjon. Yeah, so Thor apparently was convinced that HJ was going 24 pop straight fast castle. Which is absolutely doable with Ethiopian's 100 food, 100 gold boost. That plan obviously changed now with 2 ranges, indicating extensive feudal pressure from HJ here, and there's definitely potential for that here. At least this wood line is exposed for sure. The berries are about to be depleted, so that's not a huge issue. But now with the Castle Click just around the corner for Thor, we're gonna see some early Castlation Knights from Thor to counter the feudal charge play, maybe even clean up the feudal chargers well before HJ can get to the next stage. I think HJ might get a snipe here. That's one villager, isn't it? Yep. So evening out the villager count a bit here now, though. But that technology difference is going to be an issue. But now HJ is the aggressor. He's freely taking gold and all other resources at home. And he's not going to be hit for a while. Or at least not for a couple more minutes, because Thor is on the way up to the castle age. So HJ is pushing here. His walls could give him an idea that Thor is has adapted and gone fast castle behind this. Even a stone wall piece in the back here. So that keeps the aggression out. Thor doesn't want to let the feudal age archers in, obviously, although once the castle age kicks in, HJ will be pulling his armies back ASAP to try and preserve the numbers. Or commit the archers to get as much damage as possible done here. But yeah, this backside here shows a HJ that he can't enter. Now he's going to relocate with this other group here, most likely, and again look for some easy kills here on the wood line. Yeah, he could deny all the wood. That's, or not this one, I think, because it's a bit. Yeah, with fletching, maybe you could harass that one as well. HJ is doing a good job at denying the resources he can, though. But now with cast age, what happens? HJ pulls away. He has to preserve the numbers, not run into knights with these two. Alternatively, he could try and snipe the first few knights popping out. But right now, Thor, even with no military, has a huge advantage here over HJ to be in the castle age at the moment. HJ clicks up. HJ with army superiority. But even 4 or 5, maybe in 3 or 4 plus 2 castle age knights could do a lot to this Ethiopian's feudal age army. HJ only knows about 1 stable. He's obviously going to expect 2 with the castle age kicking in here. And he's had a glimpse of the farm economy as well. Seems confident here though, and he does have the faster firing rate. We'll hit and run here now, but that +2, that is going to be an issue. It takes quite a few feudal age archers wall lives to take out the knights here. We should see the KD. Oh, there's a hill bonus now, so that helps out quite a bit. Thor will be dropping the second TC on the wood line immediately, securing some more wood. And eventually, as more knights pop out here, there are 4 for the time being, going to be 6 soon for Thor. Microwaving away the weak ones, sending in the fresh ones to chase, and HJ is losing basically all of the military here before he can have them become crossbows. It's a big issue. Yeah, not all, but most. Oh, and even a lion joining in on the action there. Doesn't make too much of a difference, obviously, but that's some annoying extra thing to deal with. Just a few small hits there on the archers of HJ. Knights now ready to pound away and enter here. Logan probably assumes that there are houses all the way here. Otherwise, this is an obvious weak spot. And next step will probably be a forward siege workshop soon enough, because now Thor is the one with the momentum here. The villager count, even here. HJ with second TC as well, so they're going to have fairly similar economies still. While Thor adds some monster to collect the relics and heal up some of the very weak knights here to preserve numbers. The knights actually enter here and will be raiding around. Getting some juicy villager kills in here now, and the crossbow numbers of HJ, they still fire faster. They are Ethiopians archers, but the numbers just aren't there to deal with this forward. Good quick walls, that's a way to keep the knights aggression out. We'll need one here as well. There it goes. And here comes the forward siege workshop to maybe finish this off. We'll see. 3 rangers for you, all 3 producing, right? No, 1 not. Due to lack of wood here, but once he gets the lumberjacks back and gets the TC up, there's potential for consistent production. We have 30 knights against 14 crossbows again here though, so Thor doing an amazing job at multiplying the numbers here. It's just too much for HJ to handle. The eco obviously doesn't support both crossbows and the instant Ethiopian pikemen at this point. Wait, where's the barracks actually? Did HJ delete the barracks to release units? I think he did. Ouch. Okay, so no pikes. But that concludes the set. That is 2-0 for Thor for this one. Who is really a good contestant also to Kong in this division. Arguably the top 2 players here.